Today's episode was made possible through the continuing support of the great and wonderful Andy Larkin and a ton of other people just like you on Patreon. If you're interested in being a part of this and getting involved, check out the links below in the description for links to the Patreon, the Discord, and even every single tool featured in this video. Thank you, guys. Hi there, guys. Welcome back to the shop. Today we continue the car EDC video series. This is video 2 in that, and we're going to look at some of the stuff that doesn't go in the main tool bag. First off, the signaling bag, and second, other large packed things. So first off, fundamental. You should have this in your car. There's no reason not to. A good, that's the important part. There's a lot of people like, have a set of jumper cables. No, have a good set of jumper cables. This is a pair that doesn't suck. They've got decent clamps on them, and they're of heavy gauge wire that is made of a large number of fine strands. Okay, there's a lot of really bad jumper cables out there. Shop around, find something decent. Tonight's live show, I might get together with the guys, because there's people watching us live right now. Let's get together with the guys in the Discord and really find a top shelf set of jumper cables, and we'll put them in my Amazon store to help people be able to find something that doesn't suck, because there's a lot of really terrible jumper cables out there. This set doesn't suck. It's decent. So get a good pair of jumper cables. If you want to go super hardcore, you don't have to do this, but I know a couple guys that do. Getting a set of jumper cables, cutting one end off, and putting a big Anderson power pole connector on there, like a 200 amp Anderson connector on there, and then hardwiring the Anderson connector to the battery in your truck. Nobody does this with a Mitsubishi Eclipse, but if you drive like a big F350 or something like that, totally acceptable. Also has a lot of uses. I actually might do this on my Mitsubishi Eclipse because I have uses for large 12-volt power on occasion. That could be kind of cool. So jumper cables right off the hop. And I'm going to go through the big thing here because these two things take up a lot of space on here. This is probably not something you would carry in your car. I do, because I've had so many experiences on the side of the road where if you have built into your car, like you open the back of the car, you open the trunk, or you open the hatch, and tucked in under a panel or behind a pop-out panel thing, you'll have a little jack that works like this, and it's got a little bent, like crappy, I won't even call it a tire iron, it's like a tire tin, little bent wrench with a split hole in the middle, and you put it on and just throw it away. Just throw it the fuck away, because it's garbage. I have seen, just in the past few years, I have seen someone, put one of those through the bottom of their rusted out car. Welcome to Michigan. I've seen 3 of them just collapse trying to lift a regular car in the right spot, done the right way. I watched the guys do them, just twist and mangled it. They're garbage. They're absolute garbage. Get rid of them. What you get, I'm going to show you both of mine. I got 2 different levels here. This is what I carry in the back of my car because I stop on the side of the road for a lot of people and have to help jack up a lot of cars. So I went out and got a decent one. This isn't like big, fancy, expensive. This is like Tractor Supply, basic. I got what is that? A Torin Big Red, 2.5 ton, roll around, cheap little jack with a handle on it so that you can just grab it and go. It's not stupid heavy. It's big enough to handle like pretty much anything I'm going to come across. It's nice, basic, comes with the handle in it. I didn't even have to put oil in this. Like, it came ready to go. I know because I went to Tractor Supply. The day I got this, I went to Tractor Supply because I watched a dude's jack just implode, and I was like, I don't have a jack in the back of my car. I need a jack in the back of my car. So I was near Coopersville at the time, as I usually am, and went over to Tractor Supply and I bought 2 jacks. I bought this because I'm like, this will work on the side of the road under very much not perfect conditions. This has a nice wide base. It's easy to wrangle around. It's big enough to do the job and small enough to pack away. And it comes in a kit Like, it's portable. And I like that, especially for things I'm going to carry in the car. So I got this one, which I'm going to set aside over here. I also got, and these things are stupid cheap. They're giving them away. You can get, this is a little 2-ton bottle jack. Okay, it's a baby bottle jack. These are wicked useful, not just for jacking up a car. These are great if you've got proper substrate. We'll get to that. But these are also useful for like some kind of emergency situation where you need to open a thing. These are good for that because this is a tiny little handheld hydraulic power pack that you can work off a simple lever and just dirt, and off you go. You can use this for popping open doors and trunks and all kinds of cool stuff. There's a lot of applications. Think of this like a really low budget, dumbass, idiot-proof civilian wants to be a Jaws of life kind of tool. This is the ability to impart a large amount of force into something very slowly in a controlled manner to accomplish a task. I have used this for a lot of things other than just jacking up cars. I have never jacked up a car with this jack ever. I always use the other one. I have used this to shove a fuel tank out of the way when we were doing demolition on a boat. I've used this for all kinds of stuff like that. I've used this to shove a piece of equipment a few inches at a time. They're handy and they're cheap and you should own one. So yeah, I stand behind that. And that goes in the bag. Other thing, this was actually I'm going to cover this first. The day I went and bought the 2 jacks, I had the guy, he's going to laugh like hell if he ever sees this video. I had the gentleman at Tractor Supply. I walked in the back room and there was a guy with a pallet and I'm like, could you please just cut me off a couple pieces of that pallet? And he's like, sure. I was like, okay, cool. And I told him I was helping a dude up the road and he's like, all right, bud, cool. And he gave me just a couple pieces of scrap wood off a pallet, and these have just sat under the tool bag in the back of my car ever since then. Because if you have to jack a car up, the ground is usually okay because 90% of the time I'm on the side of a highway. But the car is frequently not okay. So you get 2 pieces of wide, not stupid thick, these are both like, what, inch thick, scrap wood. You put one under the jack, one over the jack, put the jack in the middle, and now you have something to lever against. A big thing when you're prying, levering, jacking, stuff like that, you have to think through, like with that little bottle jack, you just got this little tiny nub on top. If you get lucky and have the perfect spot on the bottom of the car to work with, cool. That almost never happens. So a couple pieces of scrap wood. This is huge. I got room for it, so I didn't care. But you probably don't need something this big. But nobody ever complains if it's too big. I'm just saying. So, other thing. I'm going to set this down there too. So this was actually a gift, thank you, from one of my awesome viewers. I went through a time in my life, there was a time when I didn't have a socket set, and that was sad. And one of the nicest things that you can give another human being is tools. I don't want to think about how many tools I've given away. I am a huge fan of this and I encourage you to do it. If you get a shiny new socket set, give your old one away. Give it to the kid up the street who's just tearing apart lawnmowers and stuff. Help those people out. There's somebody in your life, in your sphere, who needs tools. Help them out. This was a gift, thank you. And this particular, when I got my set for the shop, this went into the car because now I can use it to help people, which is really cool. This is not expensive. This is nothing, like it's good, it's decent, it's certainly adequate, but this is a good basic toolkit that gives me, I'm gonna zoom out a lot so you can see that here. There you go. All right, look at this. We've got a good, this isn't a massive, like you're gonna do everything with it. This is a grab and go comprehensive, basic set of tools. I love it. I have used the shit out of this on roadside assistance, on working on projects, on-site work, all kinds of stuff. I love this kit. It only has one real shortcoming to it, and we'll get to that. But like, this is overwhelmingly a really excellent kit. And one of my wrenches is not put back in here, so I got to find that. It's made by Crescent. It has a good basic socket set with 1/2 inch, 3/8 and 1/4 inch drive. It's got a good basic set of combination wrenches. It's got your socket wrenches over here that don't suck. They're decent. It's got a nice big ass pair of channel locks. It's got a regular adjustable wrench that normally lives here. We got some screwdrivers and a bit driver wrench. A massive complement of bits that includes everything you're going to need 90% of the time. It's got a set of needle nose. It's got a set of Allen keys over here. These Allen keys suck. They don't suck as Allen keys, like they're bargain basement Allen keys, they're decent. But the retention system sucks. That's the one thing I don't like about this. I like that it folds up into thing and you can carry it, and this has been laid out like this on the side of a highway 1,000 times. The downside is everything here snaps back in, but the Allen keys need a better retention system. They're a pain in the ass, and I've had a lot of fights with them. But this basic toolkit, absolute win for an automotive application. I am so thankful for this. Thank you for sending it in. I really do appreciate it. And I have used it to help a lot of people, and I'm pretty proud of that. But the whole thing packs flat. It's easy to carry. You can just run down the side of the highway with this. And when you put it in your car, because it's so small like this lives at the bottom, and you put other shit on top of it. And it's just good. It's a good comprehensive toolkit. Are these the best wrenches money can buy? Absolutely not. This isn't like a set of Weiras or Knipex or something like that. These are good though. For what you're going to do with them, they're awesome. And helpful hint, if you lose any one of them, it will happen, like leaving it on the side of the road or something like that. You can get individual replacement sockets. Buy a couple extra 10 and 12 millimeter ones. So, one of the first things you're going to deal with if you're on the side of the road is being terrified of other people hitting you. Because people are dumb, and we have a whole world of people that don't know how to drive worth a shit. Like, there's a lot of people out there that should not be allowed to operate a motor vehicle. One of the fundamental problems people have is you drive where you see. If you see something, you instinctively steer towards it. It's a human reaction. It's hardwired into our brains, okay? My car, just on its own, with the paint job I have, attracts a lot of attention. If I'm pulled over on the side of the road behind somebody with the blinky lights going and all that jazz, I'm really attracting attention. So one of the things I really worry about is people plowing into the ass end of my car and or killing me in the process. To that end, the best thing you can do, especially at night, is be seen. Be as visible as you can and create any kind of visual, hey, look at this, before you see me. Because I don't want to be the first thing they see. Because if I'm the first thing they notice, the next thing they say is, oh shit! And I don't want to be on the other side of that. So, for yourself, get a high-vis vest. You can get them anywhere. This one may have come from work at one point. But get a high-vis vest. They give these things away. They are like, if you can get a high-vis vest. If you can't get one from your work or something like that, get it through Amazon. You can get them on Amazon and just wad it up. Get one like this, the lightweight Velcro one. Make sure it has the stripes, not just the green. The green is great in the daytime, doesn't do shit at night. Get the super reflecty stripes. These things are stupid cheap, and you can get a crappy Velcro one, and you want one like this because this is what you want to be wearing when it's 300 degrees outside. Okay, like today, right now, it's 90 degrees outside. This would be okay because it breathes and there's nothing to it. And you can wear this for an hour on the side of the road. You can also wear this in the middle of winter because you can pull this right over your coat. So that's what I roll with there. These are super cheap, rock simple, require no batteries, and last forever. They snap. There's a snap at the top, and you just snap the snap. It's a reflector. and it's got a little spinny base. So you just spin the base out and they don't fall down. That's it. That's its whole purpose. This is your standard danger triangle reflector. They come in kits. I've got 2 of them. And you just snap them together and you march way the hell up the road and you put these out. And they're cheap. There's nothing to these. You kick the thing out, you put them out on the road, and you put a good walk behind your car, like relatively close, and then you put one way out, and you just build that buffer zone. These work day or night. They don't need batteries. They're rock simple. They're good. There is something better. Now, I'm a fan of road flares. I'm a fan of road flares because they're highly reliable and they're fun. Physics, science guy, I like things with fire. However, we live in the future and there are better things. Calm down. These exist. They come in 50 different flavors. A lot of them are cheap Chinese crap, but they're cheap as chips. And this is just this kit comes with 3 of them. I recommend having at least 3 of these if you're going to do it. Change your batteries in them once a year and forget you have them. There's nothing to it. But what these are, this is flares in the future. You press the button on top, sometimes a couple times, and it blinks. It's a danger flashy light. And these all do pretty much the same thing. And they blink. They look like that. There's your seizure warning for the day. And the idea is you put these out in the road, they'll go for hours. I've had these things running nonstop for 6 hours without any problems. And it's way better than a flare because there's no heat. It'll run flares are only good for like 30 minutes, like the big ones, 30 minutes. I think they make them bigger than that, but you're not going to find them. And these will go for all night long if you need. And they just keep working. You're not melting the street. You don't have a fire hazard in your car. They're super stable. They're super reliable. They work great in the rain. Like, these just work. This is one of the coolest little bits of living in the future technology I have ever seen. Take something as simple and mundane as a flare and find a way to do better. These are better. So I recommend them highly. I like this one better than I like these ones, but these are way more expensive. So they come in kits. Super helpful. You will need this. Some kind of flashlight. This is a little, who is this? Q-beam, okay? Super cheap. It doesn't work very well, but it gives you a good headlight. And it's got red. It's got red and that. The side ones sometimes work. You can flip from red to green. Oh, no, that's how you do it. Okay, so there's a 3-position thing on top. You can have straight, white ones, green, or red. Cool, now I know how that works. I always only ever use this just on the straight on, but this is really great if you're on the side of a road, you pop this on, and you can work. It's good. I have always had a basic mag light in my car. I like the modern LED ones. They're way better. You may want filters or something. This one doesn't even have the front glass on it anymore. But just good basic mag light is something that should live in your car. They sell sets for these. I can't show you because they're actually mounted in my car. Clips, the plastic clips. And I keep this one just inside the back of my trunk. So that when you open the door, boom, it's right there, because flashlight's one of the first things you're gonna need. If you wanna be hardcore, I don't actually usually carry this in my car, but is just kind of cool. This is a D6 mag light. And it's old school, it's got the actual bulb in it. This is a D6. If you've ever heard the term to D6 someone, this is where it comes from, to smack them with a mag bat. Because the serial numbers on all of these are embossed in the side, and on the 6th cell D mag light, the serial number always begins with D6. So ostensibly, if you smack someone with this thing, the first thing you'll read is D6. Useful tip if you ever want to have one of these just purely for weapon application, take 4 of the batteries out and just leave 2 in the end. And when you hold it up like this, the mass goes down to this end, and as you swing it, the batteries go down to the end, and when you hit them, it hurts way more. I don't recommend that you just go around hitting people with a mag light, but it's pretty badass. They do make one bigger than this. They make an 8-cell, but when they go to 8-cell, it's 2 side by side, and it's kind of dopey looking, and they only sell it for like MPs. It's a thing. But the classic D6 Magbat is a beautiful piece of American engineering from Ontario, California. It's beautiful. I like it. Get a mag light. I have a couple knockaround crappy flashlights that I keep in my car, but overwhelmingly I'm using this or I'm using this. This is cheap garbage. If you want a good one of these, if you want to get a really good one, check out rock climbing companies. Like Black Diamond makes some stuff like this that's really super skookum. They also have appreciable price tags on them. This is probably like 20 bucks. It's made by Q-Beam. It's cheap. This is probably some Amazon crap. But yeah, that's in the little bag for the small jack and I want to be seen. And that is phase 2 on car EDC, which pretty much covers almost anything. I'll see what else I got and we'll do video 3. Thank you guys for hanging out. Remember the homework assignment for this short video series. I want you to sign up and be an organ donor. You got no good reason not to. Help some people out. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, we'll see you next time.